Hello, and welcome to the latest transmission from the Velvet Revolution. Whoever, wherever, whatever you are, thank you for joining our conversation. Thank you for choosing us and being part of this interaction. I am knackered today, so I'm going to be making loads of mistakes or loads of pauses without really thinking about it. But I've been up since 5 this morning and have driven for 3 hours, so that's my excuse. So my name is Ben Rice, and I'm joined as ever by Dave Noble. How are you doing, Dave?
Are you actually slouching on with your arms crossed on the desk right now?
Yeah, I am probably going to fall asleep at some point in this today.
Come on, sit up in class. No slouching in class. All subliminal messages on the TV. I'll do that again. Another
What?
subliminal messages. You normally get up at 5 though, don't you?
I do, but it hasn't. It's not. It's normally after a good night's sleep, and I've been staying in an eco cabin in down in the southwest, and yeah, it's because it's not been my normal bed. I haven't really got used to it, and it's been a. And I had some my noisy neighbours were some sheep, and one of them seemed to be coughing all night.
I was going to say, was it a donkey? So, Eco Lodge, did you say?
Yeah, yeah.
What I kind of know what I think I know what an eco lodge is. What's an eco lodge?
What's the? It was well, the toilet was outside, so and it was
Long drop or
no,
compost?
just quite
Proper.
just a compost sawdust bucket thing. But it did mean if I woke up at 2 in the morning to go for a wee, which is pretty much standard for me, I had to get up, go outside, and it was a bit of a mission, which meant I always woke up. So my sleep this week has been a bit disrupted. Even though the cabin was beautiful and it was in the middle of nowhere, it was really lovely.
Mhm.
And then I've been doing a sign painting course, uh,
Which
which
is why you're staying in an eco
which
lodge.
is why I was staying in this eco lodge.
So
And it
why was it why was the sign writing course? Why did you have to stay in the eco lodge? What was that part of the whole thing?
no, just I needed some cheap accommodation nearby.
Oh, so it wasn't like everyone stayed in the same
No,
place.
no, no, no,
Right,
no,
okay.
no. I was on my own. I was in the middle of nowhere on my own. It's
With the
nice
pigs and
with
the
the pigs and the sheep
donkey and the
and
sheep.
donkey. Yeah. Um, and yeah, and then I did a sign painting course for a week, which was intense. It was a proper professional sign painting course, not a fun watercolor art class.
So he was
Um,
back at school.
Back at school, 9 to 5 every day.
So head teacher was on his summer holidays back in school.
I was absolutely schooled.
Is there anything you want to say to the teacher guy
Uh,
subliminally?
Subliminally, no. I mean, he was a very good teacher. I learned a lot, but he was pretty old school in his methods, so it was interesting.
Age wise, was he older?
Yeah, I'd say he's a bit older than me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
he
I go on.
learned from a Thatcherite or something.
No, no, no. He was
Is
definitely,
that
definitely.
am I allowed to say that? Is that
Well,
PC?
yeah. I mean, you can say that. We don't tend to go down the political route, do we?
No, ignore that. Rub it out.
But no, his leanings were very much the other way. Yeah, no, he was a really lovely guy. It's just it was quite clearly he had learned in a certain way, and he was teaching us in that same way. So, yeah, I was drawing letters and painting letters pretty much all week, and it's a lot harder than it looks.
So keep going.
Um, so yeah, so that was my week, but it means I'm absolutely knackered now. So I've
I, okay, I'm going to land on it. I'm going to interrupt you
go
again because I wasn't sure. Have you got any pieces of work you can show
show and
us?
tell. Do you want?
Yeah, show and tell, please,
So
for your
this is
merits.
this is what happened by the end of the week.
Fuck off to Mars.
Yeah,
So what inspired that?
you. I think it's one of your catchphrases from
Um,
previous
it's
podcasts.
a catchphrase now, is it? So
Yeah.
when I'm going to assume that the teacher was like, right, draw inspiration, or how did you end up doing that? You just
It was in my head before I went that I was going to do something, some
TVR
slogan
related.
or TVR related
Smart,
catchphrase.
smart.
Because
Could you,
we have obviously been putting stuff on our Instagram.
can I set
Uh,
you a task, please?
Go on.
Right. I'm all for. No, I'm not. Am I all for the gram? I don't care. Right. Anyway, look, we've got the gram, but it's whatever. I'm going to set you a task.
Go on.
You know the scene in Life of Brian
Which one?
where the Roman John Cleese's Roman centurion guard, but he's like at the head. He's like chief inspector of the Romans, kind of vibes, right?
Right.
And he comes across Brian, who was tasked by the People's Front of Judea, or was it the
Hmm.
Judeans Front, People's Front? I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the People's Front of Judea, wasn't it? They tasked Brian. They said, "Oh yeah, how much do you?" So he went right, right across the walls of Rome. Yeah.
Yep.
What was it? Romans go home. Genius, man. In the context of satire, fucking genius, man. Such a good film, man. And they were on top of their game at that point, weren't they?
They really were.
And Romans go home. What was it? 1,000 times, was it? Or no?
Something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, he wrote it, didn't he? If anyone's
Mm.
seen the film, they know exactly what I'm banging on about. It's like, and if you haven't seen the film, go and watch The Life of Brian. It will all make sense. So what I'm going to do is set you the task. Right, let's think about this. Where can we get away with it? Your school. You and the janitor, you and the caretaker, when no one's looking, under the darkness of an autumnal evening,
Hmm.
get your paint out. You put
Right.
your new skills to the test. I want you to write "fuck off to Mars" all over your school 100 times.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get away with that.
Okay. Well, maybe not at the school then. Where else? Where could we do it? Think of a few places, but I don't want to say it. Anyway, yeah. So you feeling good about that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was, yeah. As I said, it's a lot harder. I mean, that's fairly rough. My final piece, but it was, yeah, it was all about learning. And like he's like, yeah, it takes hours and hours. 10,000. Is it 10,000 hours to master a skill? But that whole thing of just practice, practice, practice. But you
Repetition, repetition,
watch.
repetition.
I have watched quite a lot of videos of people painting letters and signs and stuff, and you just think they sort of do it in like a single motion, and it's just absolutely effortless. And you're like, oh my god, that's incredible. And in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna smash that. I'll get that in a week. And no, no, it's really hard.
And hence why the guy is very disciplined
Yeah,
and direct with his instruction because it's like, come on, we gotta, there's work to do to get.
yeah,
If you like, you're paying me to instruct you to get good at this,
yeah.
just shut the fuck up and just follow my instruction, and you will improve.
Yep.
So how did that feel?
It was really funny because you could see that everybody there was about 15 of us. Everyone there just wanted him to say, "Oh yeah, that's really good. I like that."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everyone wanted
Teacher's approval.
wanted
Yeah,
his approval, and he was hilarious with it because he did kept on saying, "Look," he goes, "I know I'm being really hard on you guys," and he said, "And I know that, that's just it's just this is what we need to do to get through it all." And
yeah.
I kind of respected it in a way because so few you can't do that anymore in lots of teaching. You have to be
Well,
all cuddly and nice, and
but
so yeah, it was good.
he's old school teaching. I'm going to presume old school people because were most people older
Yeah,
or
well, it was a complete mix. There was
oh,
one of the guys there. It turned out was 17, and
oh wow,
there was a lady there who I think was in her 60s. I don't know. I might be older, but yeah. So it was a complete range of people. Although
okay.
saying that, there was only three guys and there were 12 women. So
Bit like a yoga class.
Yeah, it was a bit of a gender divide.
Mm. Cool.
Yeah, but really nice bunch of people, really interesting, and yeah, really good week. It's just after having 3 weeks down doing nothing.
In the land of mellowness.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock to the system to suddenly go 9 to 5 hardcore,
Oof.
and like there was a couple the people I was sitting nearest. Every day sort of well, it was the first day. That was it after lunch about 1 o'clock. They were like, "Does this finish at 4 or 5?" They think
It's
I'm
like being
feeling.
back at school, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit tired. I could do with a nap, and it's like, yep, I think this is
Yeah.
going on until 5. And
Were you scribbling little messages on bits of paper and passing it to people around the classroom? Like, when can we go to lunch?
when can we escape?
Has anyone got a cereal bar I can eat?
Oh,
Oh
so yeah,
dear.
no, it was a really, really, really interesting, really productive week,
Did
but it was hardcore.
did you go to the Thai restaurant in Street?
No,
The Elephant. I think it's called the Elephant.
no,
Where
I've been
where
really good
where they've
all
got
week.
this they're clinging on to that picture, the framed picture, signed picture
Ah,
from Nicolas
Nick
Cage.
Cage. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to go in there on my own, just sit there and eat a Thai meal every time I was up that part of the manor. And when I first saw that picture, I looked at it and I was thinking, nah, that can't be Nicolas Cage. That's just got to be some sort of lookalikey guy who's knocking around these parts of the West Country. But it did really look like him, you know. But I was like, no, it can't be. It can't be. It's Nicolas Cage, man. What would Nicolas Cage be doing in a Thai restaurant in Somerset? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Apparently, he had a house out that way.
Really?
Apparently, yeah, according
Mm,
to
okay.
the guy that owns the restaurant. And he's so proud of that picture. And yeah, apparently it's him, and apparently he went in there, and apparently he had a house out that way somewhere. I don't know
Mm.
if he's still rattling around. Maybe he's secretly living in Somerset. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, okay, well look, all good. So you're back home now. You've changed your studio setting from there to from there to here. Is that the right way of saying
Well,
it?
yeah, I now, Flat Pack Dave has officially left the building. Well, no, he hasn't left the building. Sorry. A Flat Pack Dave has officially left the flat. He hasn't left the building. He's just moved up a floor. So,
Oh,
so
what's upper floor? His own
uh,
place?
a lady that moved in just before Christmas. So,
What, and he met
he's
her in the corridor?
pretty much, yeah,
And what, he's now living up there?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
maybe
So,
you'll hear the little pitter patter of little flat pack Dave
little
running
Flat Pack
around
Daves.
soon.
um, so yeah, so I've come back to an empty flat, which is a novelty, and it
Well,
means I can spread out again and start using the whole space as opposed to just my sort of room stroke studio.
and you got CDs. Is that vinyl books and CDs?
Yeah.
You got any tapes?
Yep.
Wow. VHS and
No
um,
VHS. No
just
VHS.
CDK kind of vibes.
Yep.
Wow. Love that era. Bring back the 80s, man. Okay, well, it looks fabulous. It's very engaging. I like it. It's very good on the eye. You really pop, Mr. Rice.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that. So how's your week been? Have you missed
Um,
me?
I have actually. I've
Yeah.
actually said that to a couple of people and they've asked after you, and they're like, where's Ben gone? You know? So yeah, there is a void, so you need to get your ass back here soon. Um, but I've been, going back to my nice little life that was here when you were here anyway. But, I say go back to my nice little life, as in, when you are entertaining someone, you maybe think of what they want to do more. I think I was saying to you every day, what do you feel like doing, right? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
it would start with that, wouldn't it?
yeah.
But now I don't have to think of that. I'm like, oh, I can sort of ask that same question to myself, which is quite a nice little luxury, isn't it, in life to
Mm.
sort of say that. So, anyone at home listening, how often do you wake up and Ask yourself that question, that very question. You know, what do you feel like doing today? Well, I certainly don't feel like doing my fucking job today. But I don't really feel work's sort of. I've got really into a nice groove now. You know, it's still fairly busy, but I think with the absence of you, the void, you know, I've still got people that I can hang out with, but you know, I haven't been diving. Carlo's my dive partner and his missus. They're out in Asia on their travels, so like you know, everyone's away at the moment. So it's kind of like, okay, what do I feel like doing then? And it's really nice because you know, because I'm now a new rider of motorbike. It's really nice to be able to sort of just go out on that and just have a little adventure, you know. And today I'm gonna pack a dive bag. I am actually gonna go on a little mission somewhere. I think I'm gonna go along the coastal road
Hmm.
and you know, and just find somewhere to park up and go and do a little hike and get in some water.
Nice.
Pretty nice day in it to do that.
Mm.
So that's exciting. But I've been kind of doing little things like that in the gaps of work, so it's all good. Um, got a little gripe. I want to share this because anyone that's planning on coming down here anytime soon, right? When you see someone who's pulled up on the side of the road, and it's causing a traffic jam and everyone's queuing and getting frustrated that you know everyone's sitting in traffic, because being on a motorbike's a luxury, you can just cruise through it all. And I got right to the front to where the problem was, which was a car had broken down on a very sort of dodgy corner, and it's quite busy there. And the woman was just sitting there. So as I passed, I stopped, put my head in her window because it was down, and I said, "Are you all right?" And she said, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "Okay." And I straight away pulled up onto the pavement on my bike, got off, and I started helping her. She had a daughter who was disabilitied, like she was disabled. She had a disabled daughter passenger who she was trying to get to hospital, and she was really not in a good place. She was very distressed, and she was on the phone trying to get someone to help her, and she couldn't get anyone to come out and help her. She basically didn't have a signal where she was. It was a nightmare. So she was in a bit of a stressed um you know, she was stressed as fuck, right?
Mm.
And I was queuing back for ages, and it just amazes me that, you know, by the time I got there, and there's people trying to get through, there's no one doing traffic management. Um, Everyone's just getting irate at each other and stressed, and everyone's just trying to get everywhere. And no one's thinking to sort of just stop and ask this person, "Are you all right?" Shocking. And I'm gonna say it, you fucking tourists, man. Because you're just too fucking focused on coming on a holiday and having a good time. You don't have any fucking outward awareness of other people. I'm gonna say it. That's what I observed yesterday. I observed that. So it's not a judgment, it's an observation. I observed that and it wound me up.
Hmm.
And because I stopped, then guess what? Then someone else stops. I have to be the first one to stop for someone else gives a fuck.
Yep.
Why is it I'm the first person? Now, the guy that stopped, I said to him about this, and he's like me, he helps people for a living. So it's in our nature to help people. You know, we can see when people need help, and if they ask
Hmm.
for help, we're gonna fucking help them.
Hmm.
And everyone else give a fuck. You know what I mean? So sort your fucking shit out.
Everyone else.
Fuck off to Mars. Yeah, if you're not gonna be on this planet and be of service to your help thy neighbor spirit, then fuck off to Mars. It really got my goat, as you can see. So it's my number one rant for today, right? And it feels good to talk about it. And it's a message to anyone listening, right? I'm not saying this is you, right? Because I've got a feeling if you're listening to this, you're someone that probably helps people. So good for you. But anyone that might find this who doesn't, sort your fucking shit out and fucking help people. You know what I mean? And I
Did
just
you
said
did
to
you
her,
manage to help her? Did
she
she?
had a full electric car. So this is what happens when the electrics fail, man. The handbrake locked. We couldn't push the car.
Right.
Couldn't move the car. It was just demobilized. You know what I mean? So the car, we couldn't do anything with the car. And everyone's just getting annoyed when people are trying to pass around us and we're trying to help and sort it out and trying to. Everyone looks like this is an inconvenience to my
Yeah.
day. I'm just trying to get to a beach or I'm trying to get somewhere. And I've got my yapping kids in the back going, Mum, I want to get that game on my fucking app. Can you download it for me, Mum? Anyway,
Anyway,
my life's really mellow, and now and again I have to encounter this sort of shit, but it only happens in heightened season when we don't have people from here who come down here and spew their fucking ignorance down here.
yeah.
It's not everyone, right? It's not everyone. There's some really pleasant people that come here. Some really
Thanks.
pleasant people that come here, you know. But the majority go go back to your cities and your other house.
Is
Ah. Do you reckon I'm just as the episodes go by, we just lose people at this point in the episodes? Do you reckon
all 6 people that are listening.
yeah, do you reckon they just start to go, fucking hell, I don't need
Yeah.
to hear this today. I'm so
Mm.
fucking like bored of this shit that Dave's spewing on me.
Don't make me help people. I don't want to help people.
I don't want to help anyone. I don't want to be of service to anyone. I just want to fucking be selfish. Anyway, yeah, so I think that's kind of all I need to say really on the matter. You know, we did it. We helped someone the other week, didn't we? When you were
We
down.
did, yeah, yeah.
And it was a very pleasant outcome. And everyone got on their way and it was nice,
And
wasn't it?
and you helped that lady get up the stairs in the cafe. You helped lots of people whilst I was there.
Well, a lot of people do that down here. This is what we are all like down here. And I was like this before I came here, which is why I belong here, because it's a land of helpers
Nice.
and carers.
Like the Wombles.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. Other than that, the eclipse was pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah.
mad. We got the fires. We've had some mad fires on the day of the eclipse. We had a mad fire, big time fire, man. Took out, I think, 18 acres of
Wow.
farmland, near the highest point of the peninsula, down this bit anyway,
Hmm.
which was meant to be the vantage point for a lot of people to congregate and watch the eclipse, but they shut all the roads off leading to it because that's where the fire was. But old Steve McQueen here on his motorbike managed to get through. And it was quite apocalyptic, man, being on a motorbike with like the eclipse on my left-hand side where all the ocean is, and it's sort of just, it's starting to happen because everything's getting a bit long shadows and mad and dark and bit vibey.
Hmm.
And yeah, all the land, you could see all the land, the shadows were just, it was all changed, you could see. And then you could see all this burnt, smoking, you know, apocalyptic scene. And it was quite trippy. And I'm on my motorbike and it felt a bit end of days vibes, you know what I mean? And there's like sirens in the distance, and now and again, like a fire engine might whiz past. It's pretty mad. I was with the fire crew and a couple of other locals doing the whole eclipse thing. It was mad.
Nice.
That was my eclipse experience. The last one happened in 1999. I wrote about it. I couldn't see it because I was curled up in bed, doubled over with some sort of liver. I think it was a liver infection from chronic alcohol consumption
Right.
and drug-induced fucking debauchery. And I was so mangled and bent out of shape, I couldn't bring myself to actually get to a window to look at it, to see it. That was 99. It's 27 years ago, man. How
Wow.
time flies, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, shall we get into it
Let's do it.
before you nod out?
No, it's fine. You just do lots of monologues today, and I will just have a little nap, little siesta. So we are officially on episode 67. I know how you like to keep tab on the numbers. And we are on the letter O for orange. And it's my pick.
Orangutan.
An orangutan. Orange Utang.
Actually, I don't know if I should have said that. That's not PC, me saying that, because I went from orange to orangutan.
Why is that not PC?
Because in certain parts of the world, they call people with red hair, I'm being PC now by saying red hair,
Okay.
rangers.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh,
You've
okay.
been there. You know the land of down under. You've been there.
I've never,
Did you
well, I
never
don't
come
remember them
across that?
using, no, don't remember that.
That's what they call the old in the British school system. If you had red hair or anything of that variety, and I've got a bit of strawberry blonde in my. I used to have it in my beard before it started to change to translucent, which is the hairstylist technical term for grey hair,
Okay.
because it's actually translucent. There's
Hmm.
no there's no color pigment in the hair follicle, which
Okay.
and because it's translucent, clear through, it actually looks like grey in color or white. It's just
Mhm.
colorless.
So does that mean that Casper's beard's going to go all white because he's got a really ginger beard?
Are you allowed to say that?
What
Like
he's sorry,
ginger.
what was I meant to use?
Well, so
Auburn.
In England, as we know in Britain, if you had that pigment, you would have got rinsed at school
Hmm.
back in the day. Glasses and red hair, you were flamed. Excuse the pun, but you would have got flamed.
Hmm.
You would have got absolutely slayed, beasted, as they say in the Marines. Um, you you would have got called what? Ginger, ginger. I don't want to go through them all, but there's a lot of things that people would have got
There,
called.
there was a girl I knew that had long, long red hair down to her backside, like
Hmm.
incredible color. And when my kids were little, they used to call her Firestar because she looked like Firestar from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
That's amazing. 5 star, I thought you said.
No,
I think
Firestar.
I think red hair is incredible. I think it's amazing. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And anyway, in the land of down under, they're like
Mm,
like orangutans because of the coloring,
okay.
which I'm not sure. I've never really studied orangutans to see are they actually got red fur.
Mm. Yeah, that's why they called it
Well, there you go.
orangutans.
So that's why I went. You said orange, and subliminally I went orangutan.
Okay,
Anyway, we're on O, but
we're on O.
for an orange orangutan.
Okay, and it's my pick. So, is there one for O for? Uh, okay, so we have openness, oppositional, overt, oppressive, open-minded, obedience, which we've already done. Outgoing, overwhelmed, overthink, ostracize, orderly, ordinary, orthodox, obscene, and optimistic, which we've already done as well.
Scene.
Hmm.
As
There's,
always, there's more. It's got to be. But
there's two that are speaking to me. One is overwhelmed, and one is ordinary.
you feel overwhelmed, and why ordinary?
Because
Ordinary.
I've come back into my ordinary setting, my
Ah, I
normality.
like it. And I'm assuming you feel overwhelmed. I don't know how you feel.
I feel a little bit like today's a collapse day. Yeah. There's so many bits to do because I'm actually leaving again tomorrow to go to the New Forest for a week. But which was originally my plan was not to come back.
Have you got
And
gone?
so yeah, part of yeah, I was just going to yeah, go straight into my next holiday.
Have you got any time between? getting back from the New Forest and going back to school
Yeah,
to
I've
work.
got a week.
It's like the end of summer, isn't it, for you school teachers?
Mm.
Not a bad gig. That's why you get into it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's all about this time.
Santa Claus doesn't pay enough holiday money.
No.
Well, you got a lot of freaking holidays, a lot of time out when you if you're a professional Santa Claus. You wouldn't get away with it. How
No.
on earth would a Santa Claus work for what, let's say 3 weeks, the build up? No, a
Yeah.
month. Let's say a month, right? From like 1st of December, you could probably get away with it. 1st December, you could maybe rinse a week after Christmas, do you reckon? Somehow. I don't know how he'd do it. What do you reckon? He could do like a post-Christmas debrief. You know, Santa Claus goes round and helps people get over
Does fills
Christmas.
evaluation forms in with people and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, feedback. Gets
Feedback forms.
feedback. You know,
Yeah.
have I been, you've asked me, have I been a good boy and girl? And I've rewarded you on that, depending on whether you have.
Are you?
Have I been a good Santa?
So this is you trying to think of a job that has more holiday than a teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you could get away with it. So let's say you get 4 weeks of, and but then you'd have to be the highest paid person in your in a lot of areas. You'd have to get paid a lot of money to be able to kick back for what's it, 52 weeks in a year, so 48. You're gonna work 4 weeks and you get 48 weeks holiday. You've got to be like rinsing them 4 weeks. You're gonna have to be getting paid in gold. Be like the
And are we
be
talking
like
about the
the
real Father Christmas, or are we talking about the fake ones?
no, I'm talking about fake ones, man.
Okay.
Because the real one is in Lapland with all these elves and that. They've got a side hustle out there.
Well, they're going to be making toys all year, so that's quite hardcore.
Yeah,
That's
and
quite a hardcore job.
he's got a side hustle. He's definitely got a side hustle, man.
Yeah.
Because he's getting his elves to do it. It's like a sweat lodge, not
Yeah.
sweat lodge. What do you call it? A sweatshop. He's got all these little freaking underage elves.
Mm-hmm.
Are they underage? No, they're just tiny, aren't
They're
they?
just
So,
small people with big ears.
so he's got all them lot like doing all the graft,
Uh huh.
working it like a sweatshop,
Yeah.
right? Whilst he's doing his side hustle.
So the fake Santas, that's the dream job because for the other 48 weeks of the year,
Yeah,
you've got nothing to do,
yeah.
but you've got to get paid for 4 weeks,
Yeah,
like in gold.
to be able to live off of
So you've
it.
got to be like the best fake Santa ever.
Yeah, you got to be bringing something to it. You got to be like, I don't know, you got to be like some sort of gigolo Santa where you're only relevant for the 4 weeks around Christmas where you got like, I don't know, lonely freaking housewives and that who've just got a bit of dough, you know, and he does it on donation only. So it's like, you know, I can only do this for 4 weeks a year. I've got to just like survive for the other 48 weeks. So, you know, donations are welcome. And, you know, he's working for these rich housewives
Okay.
and he's a gigolo Santa. Do you reckon this could work?
It's quite niche. I'm sure there is a niche for it. I'm sure there are people out there that are looking for um, websites that involve Santa scenarios.
Anyone listening, right? Seriously, if you feel that I'm onto something, right, help me out. Like maybe this is something we could go to Dragon's Den with this and pitch it.
Yep.
Just turn up, you know, when you go through Dragon's Den, you come out and you're being like your Santa gear, and then you start doing like your freaking performance of being a gigolo, you know, starting to show them the goods and what you're about.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's get back on track. So we're on O, right?
Yeah. I'm going to go for overwhelm because you have just completely blown my mind with your latest monologue on Gigolo Santas.
It's a thing, man. I mean, if you look it up, everything's a thing these days. I'm pretty sure there's definitely got to be a Gigolo Santa agency. There's a what's the PC word for saying it's dwarf.
Mhm.
Is that PC? Am I saying it right? I don't know what you can say these days.
Can you say dwarf?
I don't know, and I'm sorry if I've said it wrong. What's the alternative?
Don't know.
Anyway, I
Go
was
on.
on a stag do. I was on a stag do, and I'll
Yeah.
finish on this, right? You did say you're tired and you're going to struggle, so let me just
Okay.
riff with this a minute, right? I was on a stag do. This is true
Right.
story. I was on a stag do, right? Got invited to one. It
Uh-huh.
was Gavin's. I was more mates with Matt, his older brother, but his little
Okay.
brother Gav had a stag do in Edinburgh, right?
Okay.
And I inadvertently got invited by Big Al, who was mates with Gav, right?
Right.
So me and Big Al board a flight and we fly up to Edinburgh to catch the second day of it, right? Because it
Uh-huh.
started on the Friday and everyone else was already up there getting whammoed, right? We joined on the Saturday. We flew up Saturday daytime. When we joined, we found them in city in Edinburgh. They were in mid-flow of the second day, right? And it was going off. And we had perfect, our timing was impeccable because they had hired this little fella. Am I
Okay.
allowed to say that?
Yep.
Okay, let's stick with that. Wee man, like in
Austin Powers.
no, yeah, or what's it called with the I can't think of it. Help me out. The where they all burn themselves with Steve-O and that. What's it called?
What?
You know the? Do you not watch it? Oh God, it's where they fire themselves out of cannons and stuff.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I
What's
know
it
what you mean.
called? What's it called?
Jackass.
Jackass. And they've got Wee Man on it, who's actually a skater. He's a pretty good skater, actually.
Okay.
Anyway, they had a little fella, Wee Man, right? I'm just trying to be PC.
Yep.
And so forgive me if I'm getting it wrong. And so as we turned up, the little guy just turned up as well, who they'd hired, right? And for Gav, as a surprise for the
Mhm.
second night, this daytime, Saturday daytime drinking in city and the night, and then we all flew back on a Sunday. Oh my days. It was just they'd hired a Batman and Robin outfit, right?
Was the small person handcuffed to the Gav?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did you know that?
Because yeah, I've Casper's obsessed by it. One of his
Yeah.
favorite films growing up, and this is really bad parenting because I obviously didn't lock Netflix, was Wolf of Wall Street. And I don't know how old he was when he first watched it,
What
but
did
he
that happen in Wolf of Wall Street?
there's a one of the
What they
first scenes is them fight.
handcuffed him?
No, they're firing dwarfs. They're using dwarfs as like human darts, and they've in this banking like
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's obviously a thing in America, and Wolf of Wall Street's based on memoirs of Jordan,
yeah.
whatever his name is, and it's all like for what we imagine true, right? So it's a Scorsese interpretation of his memoir,
Hmm.
which I think he was a consultant on Jordan, right? So it's accurate as best as it can be. And yes, it's that. And I remember when I watched that film thinking, oh my God, like because of what I'm sharing, which is I'd been in a similar situation where I bear witness to exactly what is on offer in this world. And this guy, the little fella, I sat with him throughout the day in many pubs. And I honestly can say I sat next to him. I made sure I really I was fascinated on his work and what he was doing. And I'm gonna admit it, um it's just where I was at that time, right? We are all getting smashed up. I went to the bar and I said to the barman, "Can you get me a tall glass of all the white spirits, please? Just fill it up with it, sling in whatever you can get." And he did it, and I got it, and I took it to the little man. I said, "Here you go, dude, slam it." And he slammed it.
Wow.
Right now, I'm gonna give him kudos, right? I didn't put a gun to his head. He was well up for it, right? It was like anything was on for him. He was getting, I'm just gonna be honest, he was getting laid left, right, and center, right? This is what he was telling me. He was going to all these celebrities' parties. They were getting hired. They had an agency. There was an agency which would deploy them to go to all these things. Do you know what his last assignment was before he did the one in Scotland? Dressed as
No.
Batman. I think he was Batman. Yeah, he was dressed as Batman. Had a little Batman outfit.
So it's like only fools and horses.
Oh man, it was. And every time Gav needed to pee,
You had to
little
take.
man was like, "For fuck's sake, not again!" And so it was like, and then it was the other way around. Every time little guy wanted to go for a pee, Gav was like, "Fuck's sake, not again!" So they were constantly doing a different piss run all day, all night, and they had to sleep in the same bed together. Or I don't know how that worked. They were not unlocked until the morning. But the little guy's assignment, the one before Scotland, was Ibiza for some Premiership footballers. And
Right.
do you know what they requested for him to do? And it weren't just him, it was a couple of his mates.
No.
Turn up. They had a car waiting for him, turn up, dressed as Smurfs.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I think Batman and Robin's quite quite good. It's quite good fun because Gav was part of it, and it was very funny. And little guy was totally on board with it all. He loved it. He was getting free drugs, free drink. Girls were loving it. He was loving the girls. You know, he was having the time of his life and getting paid. Right now, I do question it now and think I'm just not sure about that. I think it's a bit inappropriate and a bit it's not right. You know, a bunch of guys and everyone just sort of it's just like a bit like a circus trick sort of vibe in
Mm.
it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
I think it's wrong now.
Mm.
Morally, for me, I think it's wrong. But at that time, I was doing a lot of cocaine, drink. You know, it's Wolf of Wall Street vibes.
Mm.
No different. Which is why them lot are doing the same thing. It's like "Whoa," big egos. No one gives a fuck about anyone else. Bit like what I checked in with.
Yeah.
Anyway, he'd done I'm not going to say it was, but a very, very famous model, very famous. He'd done a few parties for her, and they were all dressed as, do you know, Knick Knack in Bond films, Scaramanga.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little tuxedo and a bowler hat.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have a little silver tray on top with piled with coke on it. So they were like, you know, the right height for people just to go and do boot a line off of them.
It's just absolute excess, isn't it?
I know.
It's
Anyway,
complete. It's complete overwhelm. That's what it is.
let's get back on track. Anyway, why did I suddenly go into that one? Please
I,
explain.
I've got no idea. Oh, because we were talking about trying to find a holiday, a job that had holidays, and we were on Father Christmas, and then somehow we got on to
Oh, Gigolo
elves
Santas.
and
Gigolo
small
Santas.
people.
Elves. Yeah, yeah, the elves. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go. Overwhelm.
Overwhelm.
Go time.
How do you feel about overwhelm?
Um, Overwhelm. What does it mean to me? Overwhelm. What does it mean to me? It can mean so many things. It can mean so many things, right? Um, I mean, we live in a world. Right, for example, you know what I checked in with, right? Where I
Mm-hmm.
had my little rant monologue about, you know, everyone just get your heads out your ass, stop looking down or inward, look and register what you're seeing. When you see a car broken down, it means someone might need help.
Mm-hmm.
Don't assume they've got it. That's the moral to the story. Don't assume that someone has got help, especially sitting on a precarious corner and it's a woman. And a young woman passenger who is clearly, you know, I have to say it, you could see she was disabled. You know, that she, and it's a very, very vulnerable situation for them both to be sitting there. And people are just driving past, right? Well, where's the humanity in just driving past and not thinking about maybe I just need to check and ask if they're all right.
Yep.
Right. Now I could say that the woman I'm not sure about her passenger because I think she actually was. I don't know, but I don't think she really could connect to what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. And um, the driver, her mother, who's her carer as well, who's really distressed, definitely overwhelmed, right? And I'm gonna say that the people that are just being ignorant enough to not even care to think, to even connect to the think, to connect to the thought that maybe they are momentarily do think, oh, I wonder if they're all right, and just drive on and don't
Yeah.
actually connect to it. I don't know if they actually have that thought. I'd be interested to know if they even have the thought. But maybe it's possible that they are overwhelmed.
Hmm.
And I'm being unfair by assuming they're just being ignorant little fuckwits who don't give a shit. Maybe they're feeling overwhelmed and can't cope with what's going on in their reality, which is why they can only handle what's going on in their immediate reality and trying to control that narrative as best they can because it's getting back to that whole survival thing of I'm just surviving, I'm just getting by. Even though I'm on holiday and the sun's shining and there's sea all around me and I've got beaches, some beautiful beaches, and I'm having, I'm meant to be on holiday. Maybe that aside, they're very, very overwhelmed themselves with their lives. I don't know. I'm just going to put it out there. We live in a very um, peculiar time where I think people are struggling.
Yeah.
Just
So,
because you're on holiday don't mean you're freaking everything's peak.
so the idea being is that we're all kind of living in this overwhelm, this point of excess where everything, like one more thing is too much. And so we're so preoccupied with our own situations that we don't look out for each other, even when it's
Well,
really glaringly obvious that someone's stuck.
well, when you're feeling overwhelmed and it's like you're juggling all these balls. I can't possibly juggle another ball. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
got, or spinning plates. When you're spinning plates, I can't spin another plate, man. I'm
Mm.
spinning all these plates. I can't juggle any more balls. I'm juggling all these fucking balls. It's like you can't even think about doing another ball. How
Yeah,
how am I meant to do it? That's overwhelm.
yeah, yeah.
So you got all these people driving past, driving past, driving past. This is a metaphor for life, people listening. Something to think about in your own life relatively. Are you one of them people that just is juggling so many balls that you can't possibly imagine another ball? You ain't got room for it. You haven't got the capacity or the means to be able to support another ball in your juggling that you're already doing. Or is your life pretty calm and pretty, in a place where you've got room to be able to look outwardly and see things and connect to it and go, oh, yeah, I can help you with this ball. I'll help you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to take all that weight, my friend. Complete stranger. I'll help you with that.
But I think there's so many people out there that aren't even aware of how close they are to that point. I don't think people can see the wood for the trees kind of thing. It's that sort of idea of I'm sitting in this place of uh complete, not complete, well, yeah, sort of complete mess, if you like. The noise, the disorder, the chaos. We sit in that quite comfortably, or can sit in that quite comfortably without even realizing that's where we're sitting. And so that overwhelm is almost unrecognized. It's undiagnosed, if you like, because it's like until we get to a point where it gets too much, we don't see it. And I think if you stopped the majority of people in those cars and said, like, would you just, if they were just walking through the high street and we're doing some sort of social survey, and you said, if you saw someone distressed with their disabled daughter, would you stop and help them? I think most people would say to you, yeah, I would. But then when they get to that situation, they don't,
Yeah.
because they don't even think, they're so preoccupied with where they are in their own worlds, is that they don't even realize that they haven't got anything to give to anyone else.
Mm, valid point. I think you're right.
Because
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I hate to think, well, I hate to think that are inherently selfish and that we only care about ourselves. I don't think the majority of people are so self obsessed. I think we've become self obsessed. I think we get there very easily. I think it's very easy to start focusing on your own needs and wants, but without actually understanding what it is we need, we might need some warmth, we might need some clean water, we might need some food, we might need some way of making us feel useful. What is it that we actually need in life compared to the things that we want and the things that we chase? And I think we get so preoccupied with the chase of all these wants, oh, I want this shiny thing next, and I want this, my life's not going to be complete. It's not going to be good enough until I get this next thing. That we don't even see that this uh, place of overwhelm is consuming us all. We just sort of accept it.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. I mean, no one can really truly say how it is for the other person. Um, even if the evidence is undeniable that it is so.
Yeah.
Only they know whether. But then, if you're anything like me, the evidence was undeniable that I was not coping and enduring and getting by, spinning all these plates. And a lot of them were dropping off and smashing. And I'd keep spinning them, and you know, and other people could see that I was under pressure, under great strain, that I wasn't coping. But you asked me, "Are you all right? Do you want some help with that?" It's like, no, no, I'm all right. I've got this. It's all right. It's no problem. It's nothing. There's nothing. What are you talking about? There is no problem. I think throwing a bit of pride in your ego, arrogance, ignorance, delusion, fear, fear of judgment, feeling inadequate. So, that's the pride thing of like feeling prideful that, I've got to make this work. I've got to make it work. Just got to battle on. I can do this. Don't need anyone's help. I've got to do it all on my own. That, for me, that's how I was when I was feeling immensely overwhelmed. And my needs and wants were completely topsy-turvy. Absolutely. You know, what I thought I needed and what I thought I needed, what I actually needed was not accurate. It was actually really what I wanted.
Yeah.
It was topsy-turvy. It was muddled. My needs were were disregarded. I wasn't able to fulfill my needs because I was too hyper focused on fulfilling my wants, my desires. My desires were and my ego and my insecurity and all that murky stuff that was causing me to act out in certain ways unskillfully and uncontrollably was telling me that these are what I need. But they're not what I need. What I needed was more rest, good night's sleep, a healthy, staple diet, balanced diet, good food, drink more water, um, you know, um, be really freaking honest always, be virtuous. I'm a good good, kind-natured person at heart. I really am, always have been. But when you get into a battle with your wellness, when you're not in a good place with your wellness, in your mental wellness, and you lose your sight a bit, you lose the focus, it gets a bit cloudy, and things get a bit distorted through the lens that you see life and how you are within that. It becomes a battle. It did for me to just get by.
Do you think? I guess there's a couple of questions here, and I'm reflecting on the past few weeks in terms of helping people that are at a point of overwhelm and the people that are stuck. So, do you think it's a male trait that we are unable to ask for help when we are overwhelmed? And two, I think I know the answer to this already. I mean, I don't think it's distinctly. Uh, I don't think it is just simple as saying this is what men do and this is what women do. But I think we, I think we both have that sense of overwhelm, but we deal with it in distinctly different ways. And I'm just thinking, I think of the situations in the past few weeks where we have been out and you
Hmm.
have offered to help somebody, and I can think of two occasions where we helped females and they accepted your help quite happily. And you tried to help a bloke once and he refused.
Oh
And
yeah. Oh yeah.
I,
Pride. Too
I know
much
it. So
pride.
is it just pride? Like, can you recognize that in yourself? Like in a situation when
Yeah, totally,
you
100%.
were overwhelmed and you were absolutely consumed by life, that it was pride that was stopping you from being able to
100%.
accept help?
100%. Right, so I remember, if you remember, the first incident was the young lady. She was
Yeah.
young and
Yeah, yeah.
she had a baby
Yep.
and she'd broken down.
Yeah.
And what happened? She'd somehow got rid of the baby. She'd left it somewhere. No, she hadn't left it somewhere,
She
was
hadn't
she?
left it. It was in the car, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah. It
I didn't
was
see it
in
in the
the
car.
I'm sure it was in the back seat of the car, wasn't it?
Popped it in the glove compartment.
Hmm.
Make sure it's safe. Anyway, young lady, newborn, and she was a new mother, so very vulnerable
Yep.
in a precarious place on the side of the road. And again, some guy had kindly pulled over and lent her a hazard fucking sign. I mean, right, if you're listening to this, right, you need to up your game a bit. Like, I didn't see the sense in that. Like, oh, at least you got your hazard sign out. She goes, yeah, some guy like kindly
Threw it at
stopped
her, so as he drove past.
and
Yeah.
and lent it to me. I'm like, didn't he fucking stop to actually help you? He just goes, this is the help I'm going to give you is a hazard sign.
Mm,
I'm off. That doesn't make sense to me.
no.
I'm sure there's a reason that's valid for, but I don't know. I can't think of why anyone would stop to sort of offer help and just give someone a hazard sign to put on the road and then just leave her with that. But he did. And so we helped her. We got the car off the road. We pushed it all the way up and into a safe place, made sure she was safe before we left. And she was on the phone waiting for services to arrive and a friend was going to come. So it was all good.
Hmm.
But to begin with, she was a little bit hesitant about getting help. She was a bit like sort of it's almost like that thing that us humans do. I know I used to be brilliant at it where, do you need help? And it's like your default setting is like, no, I'm all right, I'm all good. I'm all
Yeah.
Gucci, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When the reality is, no, I really need help, but maybe I'm too ashamed or prideful to ask for it,
Hmm.
right? Because I had to learn to ask for help. And I think it's something that is quite hard for us humans sometimes to actually do is just to fucking ask for help. Like, yes, please, I need help. And maybe not wait to be asked. It's just to like, please, can someone help me? I really need help, right? So that was the first example. But she did accept because I kind of insisted. I said, come on, let's get you off the road. We can do this. And we encouraged her to do it, didn't we?
Yep.
Right? So, and it's confidence as well, because I don't think she was confident. I offered, like, again, offered to get in the car, like, look, do you want me to do it? I'll help you. Ben can push. or vice
I'll just
versa. You can
I'll
get in the
just do
car.
steering. Yeah.
You can steer, and I'll push. I don't mind, you know.
Yeah.
So that was option one. That was scenario one, right?
Yeah.
Second one, we're sitting upstairs in in good old Archie B's cafe, which I'm pretty much. I was joking. I'm a shareholder in because I eat enough food in there.
Yeah.
Upstairs, and you've got the stairs that comes up, and you see everyone come upstairs into the restaurant bit. And this woman comes in, not all the time, but now and again she comes in. She's very elderly. I'd say she's in her 90s, definitely,
Hmm.
maybe pushing 100. And she just step by step edges her way up, really uncomfortably. She's got two sticks, I think, and she's trying to juggle all that coming up the stairs. Now, normally there is a good dude. I'm not the only one. There's normally someone, always someone that will help her. On this occasion, you know, we saw her. So jumped up and I helped her up the stairs. No
Hmm.
problem. It's a pleasure. That's what we're meant to do, right? And the other one was in the car park, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the guy, again, he must have been what, pushing 80s. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
A bit younger?
No, yeah, 70s, I reckon. Yeah.
And age has got everything to do with it.
You reckon?
Because, well,
Age and gender. You think age is important as well?
I think age and gender, there are, I don't give a fuck about it being ageist or being sexist, whatever, because, oh, I do, of course I do. But what I mean by that is there's lots of elements that are into play to why people are the way they are. This is what the TVR is. We're unpacking this and exploring it. And it's only our fucking, the way we see things, the way I see things, doesn't mean it's right. It's just the way I see it. And it's my perception of that.
Hmm.
Right? It's just uh, I'm offering up a possibility that it could be this, right? So, elder guy, prideful, right? Probably hasn't ever asked for help in his life, maybe because of the way he was with me when I said, "Do you want me to jump in your car and do it for you?" Because I said, like, I didn't do it in an arrogant way. I did it in a very skillful way. I said, look, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be honest. I know I can get this out. I can help you with this. I'm good at driving. I can definitely get this out. And I'm familiar with the car park and where we are because he was on holiday. Again, another tourist that's come down here and not sure how to drive. And he got the SUV. It was a bigger car,
Hmm.
wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
And then there was a monstrous sort of van, and he was boxed in, and there was sort of it was tight. It was really
yeah.
he was struggling to get out, and there was like the wife with him, and they were overwhelmed with the situation. So this is what we're meant to do, people in life, and I'm sure a lot of you listening, you're with me on this. This is what we're meant to do. We're meant to have our head up and be alert and pay attention to those in need in life. Be of service to society, to your fellows, your fellow humans that we share this planet with. It's good fucking karma. It's just good humanity to do it. It's good nature. It's the right thing to do. And I'll make sure I do it in bundles because I was caught in all of that selfishness myself, where I just didn't have the capacity to fucking ask for help or to offer it because I was too caught up in my own fucking demise, my own stresses, my own fucking shit. And that guy would not budge. He just would not do it. And his wife said, please, George, or whatever his name was, please, George, please just let the guy help. He's going to help you. Come on, just let him help you. And he just would not have it. He just wouldn't have it. Stubborn fucking donkey. Stubborn ox.
Mm.
He wouldn't budge. No matter how much I was slapping his ass, he would not budge. Metaphorically speaking, I was not slapping his ass.
No, you won't.
So, and it was a bit like there was a lot of freaking people around, sort of all sort of with me on that, sort of saying, you know, we can help you get this out, man. You were there,
Yeah, yeah.
co-pilot. He was up for it, and he just wouldn't budge.
So do you think so? Age is a factor.
So, hang on, just to finish, they
Go
probably
on.
stayed an extra hour in the car park unnecessarily until the person that come to get the van moved it. So what? Why you? Why? Why?
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Well, no, I'm just so I think age is a factor. I think it's certain generations are less likely to accept help or think they can do it better.
Or
And I think,
better is not doing it at all because
yeah,
if I can't do it, no one's going to do it for me.
yeah. And I think gender is a factor as well. And I think men can be more, is prideful the word? More,
Yeah, prideful.
well, we've done boastful before. That's how it feels to me. It can be more full of ego, can be more like it's a male sort of silverback, isn't it? It's that kind of like, well, I need to prove myself all the time that I'm the king. I'm the king of the jungle.
They've
And
probably got daddy issues. You guys out there have probably got daddy issues. You probably had Colonel fucking Pepper shouting at you when you was a kid. You're not good enough. Fucking. You need to go to Boy Scouts and fucking get your sewing badge.
and it does
Not
and it
sewing badge, chopping wood badge or something, you know. Them
it does
tough
well,
guys, you know, them tough
yeah,
dads.
yeah, yeah. It's again making the links between how we started and where we were talking. It does make me wonder about this whole discussion about how we learn something and whether you do need that sort of tough love where you feel you're almost at breaking point where you're like, I just don't want to do this anymore because I can't do it. And someone's actually pushing you to that point of overwhelm. What's the film about the drummer? Whiplash. Have you seen Whiplash?
I have, really good film.
Yeah.
Great
So
actor.
that whole thing where the teacher is pushing him and pushing him, does that make him into a much better drummer and musician at the end, or would him being all like woolly and nice uh, and having more compassion and empathy in his teaching methods, would that have enabled him to have become as good as he got? And I think that's all tied up in this whole sort of pride, maleness, this sort of strength, this whole idea of how we're meant to be.
We are the US Marines Corps.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Johnny Guns and his Marine Corps men.
Yeah,
It's that.
yeah. And it's that whole sort of like we're meant to be sensitive, we're meant to be hardcore. It's that sort of like debate between the two. It's like you've got to be really strong when you need to be really strong, and you've got to be really sensitive when you need to be really sensitive. And I just think this, it's why it's why for me we're in a situation where we can look at data and say, more men commit suicide than women. You know, is the biggest killer of men under age 40. All that sort of statistical data, and it's because we get to this point of overwhelm where we can't ask for any help, any support. I also think there's part of it is that we don't recognize until it's at crisis point. And I
Mm.
think both you and I have situations where we can attest to that.
Hmm.
But it is this sort of like this sort of drill sergeant sort of way of being. It's like, like you've just got to get on. You've just got to suck it up and get on with life. And there's definitely part of that, but there's like a sweet spot. There's like you don't push too hard or you're just going to break, but you got to push hard enough to get through the next barrier, to get through that point of overwhelm
Yeah.
and pick up or learn a new skill, a new attribute, a new sense of purpose.
Yeah.
There's all of those things. And there's no magic formula for it. There's no like if you do a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, it'll work.
Yeah.
You've just got to know. You've got to know where that sweet spot is.
Yeah. 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 I think the Whiplash method, Whiplash, literally, it's a very apt name. Um, it's a film and it's based on a true story, I think, isn't it?
I
Um,
don't know actually. I
or
haven't
maybe
really.
it's not. I don't know where I got that from. Maybe I'm just making that up, but maybe not. But it's kind of like I get it. I get why it's appealing to have that kind of, it's like the bit like the Rocky training, isn't it? It's like, you got
Mm,
to see the grit and the brawn, the fight and the battle and and it's just like it's part of the movie. It's part of telling stories, right? It's a story. They're telling a story. But in real life, this shit's going on, It's very prevalent. Look at all of the I went to an all boys school.
right.
I went to an all boys school. And anyone who was with me on that, and my bro, if you're listening, you definitely know what I'm talking about. So does a few of my mates who were there at the same school. But anyone's been to an all boys school or an all girls school could be the same, but I'm talking about me, all boys school. And we're talking about gender specific, us dudes, us guys, young men coming of age. You are subjected to tyranny. I think we were, and by its very nature, getting a bunch of boys, it was like um, what's it called? That film,
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies mentality. It's like it's that. But I think a good sensei, a good teacher will challenge the student. That's a good teacher. That's a given. Like, you're not going to learn unless you're challenged.
Mm,
So a good student will accept that and understand that. But I mean, the sensei I had, and I've said this before, and I'm pretty sure for my when I taught Tai Chi, and it's not like I'm doing heavy lifting. It's like we're doing freaking Tai Chi, man. It's like we're a couple of butterflies in the field just dancing around doing Tai Chi. But there's some discipline to it because it's the most most non-aggressive form of martial art. It is more like dancing. It's very soft, very gentle, and very unassuming. But there's an incredible craft and skill and mindset you need to be able to do it. And if anyone's done it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've not, then you won't understand unless you try it to understand how actually challenging it can be to perfect it. It takes a lot of discipline and a lot of skill and a lot of patience. And they're qualities that I was at a point in my life when I wanted to learn it that I felt I needed to reconnect to some sort of learning in a spiritual teacher-student setting. And I thought, perfect, I want to do Tai Chi. I knew I wanted to do a martial art, and I thought I'd start with the basis, Tai Chi. And and the sensei, Kim, you know, Chinese guy called Kim Tai Chi.
that
He's,
wasn't his surname.
no. He said to me, like there's three things there's three instructions. You need to follow these, right? There's three. First one is, um, can't remember what the first one was.
If he'd pushed you harder, would you remember?
I think the first one was pay attention.
Is this why you can't remember the next two?
But first one was pay attention.
Okay.
Second one was forget everything.
Oh, right. So that's what you did. You forgot the first one. Yeah.
And the third one was have fun.
Okay.
Now in Whiplash, there's no fun in there. I
No.
didn't see any fun in Whiplash in that film. It was brutalized. It was just like, I'm gonna make you, it's that whole Hollywood. You're gonna fucking, and then there's the glory at the end, and it shows it's the message is, hard work pays. The American dream, all that stuff.
Hmm.
True greatness comes from being beasted and slayed and absolutely brutalized. But yeah, it might get you where you want to get to in greatness, but you'll also be probably damaged for the rest of your life. Maybe and have trust issues. But or maybe not, I don't know. Who knows? But it's not been my experience of wanting to do it that way. I've really wanted to do it in a way that I feel works for me. And for me, I think it's horses for courses. Some people need to have that real stern, direct, that's why people join the army. You have a lot of people join the army because they need to be shouted at.
Yeah.
They're the sort of people that, from a world where to them that's like heaven. I just need to be shouted at. But for me, I knew that I wanted to, yeah, I could follow those instructions. Believe it or not, I could, it was pay attention. So basically, what he was saying by that was, you know, be present. I'm teaching you. Yeah. You've asked me to teach you. Respect the teacher. Pay attention. First rule of being in a teacher-student relationship, isn't it? Is to respect your teacher. Listen. Pay attention. Second one, forget everything. And I got that straight away. Means shut the fuck up, basically. I don't know anything about Tai Chi, so don't think you do. I'm teaching you Tai Chi, so forget everything that you think you know. And then the third one, definitely can do that one. Have fun, enjoy it. He's a very loving man, very kind. So I think it's about balance.
Yeah.
I think some people need to be brutalized and shouted at, and yeah, you're gonna bleed. Kind of thing, It's that whole US Marine Corps, like you're gonna eat dirt, you're gonna fucking bleed, you're gonna fucking sort your pants, then eat it for breakfast, sort of thing. There's that, from what I've seen in the movies.
Yeah.
And then the other end of the spectrum is, you know, oh really? How do you feel? Oh really? It's just too soft, and you're not going to be challenged because the teacher's just too mumsy. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Soft, just a little bit too soft. It's balance. I feel like you need some direct. You need to, you need you need directness. You need sort of it needs to be clear. I don't know about everyone else, but I need to have clear direction. I need to understand what I'm being taught in a very clear, concise way. But it's got to be coming from a place of love, man, and kindness, and generosity, and empathy, and compassion. And I like that thing that Brad Pitt says in the film Fury to the young little soldier cadet dude who's just come in and he's fucking terrified and he's so fucking scared. And it's war and it's fucking really shows the frontline horror of war. Have you seen that film, Fury?
No, I don't know.
Please watch it. It's incredible film.
Okay.
Really amazing film, Brad Pitt. It's really good. Someone said to me, "You need to watch that, man." So I watched it. Blew my mind.
Okay.
It's quite horrific to watch. I don't like watching stuff.
It's them in a tank, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really kind of whoa, there's a lot of gnarly shit that goes down, but it's a beautiful. It's got a lot of depth to it. And Brad Pitt's character is like the old school OG sensei, tough guy. But he's such a nice I in it as well. He's like, I wouldn't. He says this young guy who's really struggling. He's like, he's just trying to get him prepared for what's ahead. And he knows that this kid's going to struggle because there's fucking horror in front of him. He's like, and the kid's losing his shit. And he's trying to get him to do something just to help him get ready. He's having to fast track him because shit's about to kick off. And Brad Pitt's character says, "Look, man, I would not ask you or expect you to do anything I haven't done myself and wouldn't do myself, okay? So please trust me. You just got to trust me when I say do this." And I think that's a really beautiful thing to say to someone. I use that line quite a lot in my work.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't expect someone to do something I wouldn't do myself. Now, in life, not so. People are barking orders, and it's like, hang on, if you've done this, how can you expect me to do it when you've not even done it yourself?
And do you think so? so bearing in mind you were absolutely disciplined about getting on it. When you were in the throes of full addiction, you were like, I am I am doing this to the hundredth degree. I am so good at this. I know where to get everything. I know how to do it. I know how much I can do. I'm going to push myself. I am absolutely disciplined on doing all the things I shouldn't do. And you you get to a point where you can't even see how bad it's got. You know, would it would that be the point when the overwhelm is unseeable? It's not you can't see it yourself, and the only way you can see it is to have a teacher, a sensei that comes alongside and says, "I've been there. I know
Mm,
that.
yeah.
I can tell you what is going to happen next, whether you want to know that or not, or whether you want to hear it. But to have someone come alongside you and go, I've been there, I've done that, then you have more chance of having respect for that person and going, yep, I might possibly take a lesson from you."
It's why, and we don't get political, but how can I say this without starting by saying that, what happened there, Mr.
I
Right?
was cleaning a bit of dust off the box that my laptop was sitting on, and I managed to.
Pay attention.
Sorry,
Don't
I was
disturb the
having fun.
don't disturb the class.
Okay.
Um, what was I about to say, man?
It's why
What did you say before that?
I talked about being in a situation where you are at breaking point, are at overwhelm, and the only way that you're going to come out of that is by having someone come alongside you and say, "Yeah, I've been there. I can do. I can
Okay,
show.
yeah,
I
I
can
got
show
it. I
you
got
what's going
it.
to happen
I got it.
next."
I got it. All right, I got
Yeah.
it. So what you're saying there is exactly why the we don't get political, but I need to say that just to without going into what I'm about to say, which is it's why is there any surprise that the general public, I'm not talking about all the obedient ones that are like, oh yes, it's yes, okay, I'll do whatever you ask me to, them
Mm-hmm.
lot, because there's a lot of people that are not that. They question, and I'm one of them. It's like, hang about, like, but that doesn't make sense to me. Why are you expecting me to do that? Are you doing that?
Yeah.
Would you do that? We live in a world where we're governed by certain rules and and the way it's all constructed, society and how it's governed, without getting too political, but how society is governed, it's like, you know, hang on, you went to that school and had that privilege. I'm from the street, you know what I mean? The average person, most people, and there's everything in between. You've got all the class systems. So you've got a lot of people who are from a certain class system being governed by people from a certain class system. And it's like, is there any wonder that people from a certain class system are going to question the people that are on a certain class system and are expecting us to do certain things? It's like, oh, I bet you fucking don't do it, kind of thing. It's that, isn't it?
Yeah.
How can you take that seriously? It's like you got some, and I'm just throwing it out there. I'm going to create a character, right? This is fictional. We've got some bloated, overweight, sort of central figure guy who's got a dapper suit on that clearly has a lot of money, besides the power that he holds, telling me that we've got it easy and everything's going to be all right. I'm like, I'm not convinced by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not convinced by that. I need more. I don't feel you. Don't feel you, man. And you don't feel me. I don't relate to you, and you certainly don't relate to me. I haven't seen you on the London Underground rubbing shoulders with everyone, all my fellow humans. You're in your chopper. So how can you possibly say you know what it's like? Maybe once upon a time you did when you was a child for a fraction of your life before you know. But most part the reality is that they've never known that. They were born into a gold tapped bath with warm milk and honey coming out the taps. And they definitely had the elves as part of the fucking house staff.
When they
Feeding them.
weren't working on the 11 months they weren't working for Father Christmas.
Mm-mm. They're being fed like, fucking dates with peanut butter, warm peanut butter in them.
Mm.
Sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like just really good homemade fucking ice cream,
Oh,
salted caramel
it's outrageous. Where are you
with
going with this?
warm toffee coated sauce.
I think in all of these situations, I think we there's an acceptance. There's an acceptance of overwhelm. There's like an acceptance. This is how I'm meant to feel. This is what it's like to be a bloke growing up, or this is what it's like to be a human growing up. I don't, as I said, I don't think it is gender specific, but I only have a male experience to call upon. But I think it is, this is what it is, and just get on with it. Just accept it. The whistle's been blown. You're the first over the trench. That's just your lot in life. Just accept it. And I think part of why we started doing this in the first place was to try and question that and go, there are other ways. And like you said, we are trying to question the status quo and say that you don't have to be accepting of it. This overwhelm that we feel, whether it's an internal, emotional, uh, complete, like I'm not even coping with the vague amount of the world that I'm dealing with, or whether it's something much bigger and it becomes everything, like all consuming. I just it's I think it's almost, yeah, I just think we are conditioned to accept this this state of being and not say, actually, no, this isn't okay. This isn't how I'm meant to be living. This isn't right. And I think that happens from a male perspective due to pride and ego and trying to be a certain way that is kind of, the contract's kind of on the table when we start. It's like,
Mm,
here you go, you're a bloke, sign here, this is what you have to do.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine because I don't know because I'm not a woman, but there is definitely certain qualities that they possess and behold that we don't have as men. For example, we're pretty simple in comparison. If you go back primitive, primal, fundamental, bare basics, strip it all that back, very simply, you know, shelter, food, um, protection, kind of thing, security. We're head of security. We're on cook. We're on
Fire monitor.
yeah, and we've got to supply the food, right?
Yeah.
Bread on the table. Traditionally, I'm getting primal here, just saying traditionally that's the primitive DNA origins, right? And the women, they were like doing a lot more, I think. it's just different tasks and different levels of um, energy inputs involved. Because I'm sure for the guys, when I speak for myself, it's quite a fucking undertaking and a lot of pressure to put on us to know that you got to put the bread on the table, that you got to keep the fire going, that you got to fucking, look after your family, primal vibes, right? Traditionally. Then the ladies, you got to fucking have the all-seeing eye on all the kids. That's a fucking full-time job in itself. Plus, she's expected traditionally to prepare the meals, season the fucking dinosaur fire when the caveman brings it home, slow roast it, chop it up, or maybe he does that. Then there's the washing, traditionally, that women would have been expected to have done. So it's like it's different sort of roles, isn't it? Right now, they've obviously now as we're living in a modern world, it's all changed, and I think more women are now more than ever, finding their place and their power and their voice and their purpose, not just defined by, you know, the traditional, primitive, old ways. I think that's a really beautiful liberating thing for any woman to sort of be able to explore that part of their experience. Why not? But in the same sense, us guys need to fucking get out of our mold and explore like the ladies have been invited to do, and, more than ever. Not in all parts of the world. Some places, and I can't really name it, but there's certain cultures where they're not allowed still to do that.
Hmm.
Fucking definitely not allowed to do that. But us guys need to loosen up a bit and fucking explore the full capacity and range of what we are capable of doing too. And some of that is actually asking for fucking help. And knowing you can't do it, you don't have to do it all on your own because you don't. And let's get all the genders out of the way and all ages out of the way. Human beings, we don't need to do everything on our own. Stop fucking thinking and believing a narrative that you've been told or taught or brainwashed or kidded yourself over for many years. You got to fucking do it all on your own. You haven't got to. You know what I mean? And I was on this course with Matthew. Beautiful, beautiful Matthew. I'm going to catch up with him next week. He's an Australian, native Australian. I did a course, 8-week course, incredible course. I'm going to get him on I think, on my other podcast. I'm going to get him to share his life and experience. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to ask him. And I think he'll say yeah. But he taught me so much, and he's been taught by the ancestors before him, all coming from the land, a lot of shamanic, indigenous teachings.
Hmm.
It's fucking amazing. I love that shit. Because what we're talking about is all very conventional and very of the world, of this,
Yeah.
of the world that most people live in. But then you've got the other fucking part of the world that there's a lot of people that are living in that's not in the confines of tradition, or they've got their own traditions that are far, far greater and far more historic than all these new man-made ones. And I will say the word man-made because it's all these white men that have come here and forced their ego and will and narrative on the world. But there's all these indigenous, and a lot of those indigenous teachings and traditions are not just men. There's a lot of badass elders that are women, badass women.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of good traditions in that shit. And what Matthew taught me, and one thing that stuck out was to be a great leader, to be a great human, you need strong spine and a good gut. Take that how you want. You might go, oh, peanut butter. chocolate peanuts. He doesn't mean that. They do not mean that by saying good gut. The gut is where, we used to have a heart. Didn't it? Isn't this proven that back in the day we used to have two hearts? Or am I making
Really?
this up?
I don't know.
Isn't that
Yeah, I've
some
never heard
Egyptian
this.
thing? This is some Egyptian ancient thing.
Was it in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Is that what it
It
was?
was to do with like intuition or gut, like like gut feeling. Yeah. So
Okay.
we've got into the heart as if everything's from the heart place.
Hmm.
But I mean, of course, a lot of it is, and a lot of it comes from the head space. But there's the gut, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the gut. You've heard of gut health.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know it was a second heart.
No, well, what I mean by that is we didn't actually have a fucking beating heart in our gut, but like some sort of, is it seahorses or octopuses that have like 12 hearts or something? Anyway, um, and I think it's seahorse. Can you just ask
Okay.
the robot how many hearts a seahorse has?
Okay. All right.
Real quick.
And we're not going to talk while I'm doing this.
No,
Okay.
pressure. You feeling the overwhelm yet?
Yeah. Actually, how many hearts does an octopus have? It's the
No,
first one
no.
that's come.
Oh, yeah, okay. How many?
Three.
There you go. See? What about seahorse?
I don't know.
I think they ignore that one, but I knew one of them had hearts, big hearts, lots of hearts. Octopus, three hearts. Amazing.
Hmm.
There you go. Right. So, ah, yeah, the
The
heart. What I meant,
hagfish, Myxine glutinosa, has five hearts.
the what fish?
The Myxine glutinosa, the hagfish.
Hagfish.
Mm.
Mm.
A seahorse has three hearts, in which two hearts are used. Yeah.
Yeah, I need. There's a lot of cool stuff going on underwater, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
anyway, look. Point being is, I was saying about the strong spine and the gut, right?
Strong gut.
Strong gut. It's knowing when to be. It's two different sort of states of being. It's two ways of being with your fellows, with your fellow humans. Do you need to be in your strong spine and be that? Or do you need to be in your gut and come from a place of gut? Now, the gut is kind of similar to from your heart. It's just coming from a place, a deep sense of intuition. Okay, now we all now know more than ever about gut health and the fact that it has so much power. If you've got a healthy gut, you're going to have a healthy life.
Hmm.
All right, common sense. So it's knowing how to do that. I've got a delivery man on my driveway, a black van. I'm just gonna say it as it is live. He's probably gonna fucking knock on my door and disrupt this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I need to accept it. What do I do, Mr. Ives?
Can we press pause?
We can. Let me just work out how to do it. Back in the room. So yeah, sorry about that. Just a little minor glitch. Yeah, these drivers, man, these pesky drivers. They
Mm.
they just don't want to get sidetracked. But when you say put it in a safe place, they kick it off the delivery. I'm sure of it. You feel like if I'm recording or I'm on a work call, I'm just not able to take delivery,
Hmm.
and I'm at home, and I'm just like, just put it in a safe place, man. Put it in my garage, right? Then they won't turn up that day. And it's like, I didn't ask you not to deliver it. I asked you to put it in my fucking safe place. I've had parcels go AWOL for a week just because I asked them to put it in a safe place. Anyway, I was done with the spine, strong spine, and the gut thing. It's just basically what what it's just how do you respond? How do you respond? Are you able to respond in a centered place with a strong spine, you know, with with um with rationality and calmness and decorum and sometimes and hardness. I think a strong spine is when you need to be quite direct and quite, skillful and quite hard and direct. And I think the gut is more softer. I think it's more of a soft approach. I think strong spine is hard and soft gut. The gut is soft. It's a soft approach. If that makes sense. I don't
So
know if I'm
again,
just
it's
wearing on now. I don't know.
it's that idea of balance.
Yeah,
It's
balance.
about having that balance.
Always comes down to balance, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Always comes down to balance. And are we too overwhelmed in life to have balance?
yeah,
Or do we think we've got balance because our overwhelm is so fucking normalized that we think that it's perfectly normal to have a shitloads of overwhelm and stress and spinning lots of plates or juggling lots of balls, and that has become the new norm, or it's all we've ever known. Maybe we were born with a lot of overwhelm and chaos and drama, and it's just appears to be normal, like a pig in shit. It's like, oh, it's all I know.
mm,
So you just develop skills to cope with it. And that's if you have to look around and see that's a lot of people's lives.
yeah,
And then they're born into it and then they recreate it.
yeah,
They have their own families and then they create the same sort of family system in that, and then it just perpetuates the same sense of same environment. And that's just everything there is. And then you have people that are born into chaos and overwhelm and break through free from it all. And want the opposite. They want calmness. They want to live on the land. They want to just, break away from it all. They want to go and live in the forest and be in the trees with the squirrels and the Ewoks and the chipmunks. It's kind of that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
where are we at with that? I don't know if we're just going round and round. I don't know if we've gone off track too much, but I feel like we've covered a lot of ground. I feel like we're just scratching the surface with it, really.
yeah. I think it's, as I said, I think it's all of those things you said. I think it's that not knowing that you're overwhelmed. It's that acceptance of being overwhelmed. It's it's that ability to look at your life and think about how you may simplify and not be able to. It's all of those things, and I just think it's a very it's a very big dilemma that we face in modern life, where that ability to simplify. And one of the things I think it returns to, and what when you were just talking, what it reminded me of is that ability to be bored. Is that we don't have the ability to sit and be bored and be still and silent anymore. We have got to this point where our lives need to be so noisy and so full and um, so packed with all this stuff that we don't have the ability to be actually going. I'm literally just watching the clock at the moment. I'm
Mm,
or I'm having to repeatedly draw the letter A because I can't draw it properly. So if I
mm,
do it again and again and again and again, I'll get to a point where I can draw it perfectly. And that is boring and it's hard and it's difficult, but it's something that if you want to get to a point of you want to raise your skill levels, you want to raise your mastery, that's what we have to do. And
mm-hmm,
I think it's trying to tie all the different strands we've been talking about today. I do think it's we live in this world where we're trying to do too much. We're trying to do everything at once, and actually we just need to simplify and be boring.
mm.
You know, be able to sit under a tree for a couple of hours and just be and just watch the world go by.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Love that. And it's not really appealing to people when you, because there's addiction to drama, man. I mean, I
Yeah.
know it really well. I think I was addicted to drama as much as I was anything else I was addicted to. So it's just, you know, it's always just comes down to the same thing, man. Where am I at with everything? It's like, mind denial over how fucking overwhelmed and catastrophic and fucking uptight I am and my life appears to be. It's just everything just feels so fucking stressful, man. Where am I at with that? Do I need to just change something? Do I need to get real with myself? Do I need to get honest about it? Or am I just too far gone in it and I'm completely convinced that, well, I can't change it, so I just got to get on with it. This is my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you always have a choice. You always have a choice, even when you think you haven't got one. You have got one. There is an opportunity, and you have the ability to make changes. You've just got to get in touch with your truth. That the truth of the matter of fact that you got to get real.
Yeah.
And if you're not able to ask for help with that process, then you're probably going to be stuck in a perpetuating drama cycle till end of days. And
Mm.
normally you are a victim in it, and it's the whole world. It's like it's them, it's this, it's fucking because of that. This is fucking, it's so unjust, and it's that victim role that you're playing so effortlessly because you've been playing it all your life. And
Mm.
it just, you believe that this is who you are and this is your life and you can't change it. It's fucking delusion, man. Come out of it. Come out of the Matrix. Come out of the Truman Show. Stop playing the character. You can be anyone you want. Play a different character. Choose a different fucking script, man. Create a different movie. Enjoy. Have a What movie do you want to be in? And fucking be in that one. Why are you choosing to be in a fucking horror film?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not in a horror film. This is fucking Barbie. Not from where I'm looking, man. It looks like fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Anyway, look, I reckon we've got it.
Yep. I reckon we're good.
So the moral of the story to end.
Change your movie. Get a new script.
Yeah.
Read the script.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Right on. Okay then. You good? You feeling all right? You made it
Yeah,
through?
I made it through. I didn't fall asleep. Did I?
No.
Good.
Not unless you was doing that whole lucid dreaming thing where people
Yeah.
sleep their eyes open. Weird shit. Right, okay, man. Well
All
done.
right.
All good. Take care. Rest easy.
And
See you
you,
in
my
the next
friend.
one.
Take care. See you soon.
Ciao now.
Bye.
Bye.